So, just going to do an update on the 6.5 Creedmoor, the Howa, whatever you call it, the SHB number 4 contour, 26-inch long barrel. I've got the Grizzly muzzle brake on it. I haven't got it in the full picture. Maybe I can if I do that. Maybe. It's a bloody long rifle, 26 inches. Anyway, first up, I'm drinking beer. So it's got I think it's a polar bear. Beer. It's brewed in, where's it brewed in? It's brewed in Germany by the Darguner Brewery. Alright. So it's German beer. And it's, what does it say? By appointment to the Royal Danish Court. Yeah, right, yeah. But anyway, so this is bear beer. This is what polar bears drink. I'll give you a taste test. Tastes like yeah, it's not bad. It's pretty good. It's all right. Not gonna. Yeah, I'd recommend it. Yeah, go get it if you can get it, wherever you are. So anyway, went to the range. When was it? Yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. No, went to the range. Yeah, I did. Went to the range yesterday. Getting old, bad memory. Anyway, so if you recall in my last video, I was testing powder charges, and what I came up with was, I reckon that 39.5 was pretty good. It was pretty promising. So that's what I went with. I made some more ammo up with 39.5, and then what I've done is I've done seating depth ladder test. This is, pardon me, comparative overall length. 2.247 down to 2.215. Now this is comparative, so those numbers, don't disregard those numbers, they mean nothing to you. 2.247 is roughly 2,000 off the lands. Roughly. It's you know, I've seen Eric Cortina show how to do it, I've seen other people show how to do it, but you know what? Unless you actually have some sort of gauge, physical gauge to measure exactly where your lands start, I don't think you're going to actually determine it. It's really, really hard. It's really hard. I've found it anyway. You might think that no, you've got it down pat, but I don't think so. So anyway, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 different lengths. Now the last three, 23, 19 and 15, I only had 3 of, because the problem was that I'm using, what was I using? I was using 142 grain Sierra Match Kings, and I only had, what was it, 38 of them or something? I can't remember, 34, how many does that add up to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, 6 is a 24, and 9 is, so I had 33. I only had 33 left, so that's all I could do. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of 4 round, well, not all of them were 4 round groups, some of them were only 3 round groups, because I had one of them, the first one, I had to zero it. Luckily, and I don't think I've got that here. The first round I shot, because I've taken it, I did have it in this thing, alright, the TSPX chassis. I don't like chassis, alright, I really don't. They're ugly. You know, if you're a tactitar, if you like the tactical whole, you know, malarkey, I don't know. But if you really like the tactical malarkey, yeah, alright, go with the chassis. But I intend to have this as a hunting rifle. I'm not going to, bugger if I'm going to be dragging that, because it's pretty heavy. You know, even though it's only made out of alloy, it's a lot heavier than that stock. So I'm not into the tactical thing, alright? Like I said before, I've been in the military, I don't have to pretend it. Which a lot of people who go to the, I mean, some of the, yeah. more and more when I go to the range, this time I don't know how many of the damn things, the off the shelf tactical rifles with full bore chassis and full length, you know, full wraparound guard, and man, you know, I see that many. I know I'm probably going to lose a whole bunch of subscribers. There's probably going to be a whole bunch of people thumbing me down for this, but it's true. I mean, it's a load of wank, seriously. And I know before you get on your keyboard and start saying, oh no, your accuracy is you're gonna suffer going through a good chassis like that to a El Cheapo shit Hogue stock. Well, guess what? It didn't. And I'll tell you why it didn't. First of all, yeah, the Hogues are cheap. They're $100 stock, but you know what? They got alloy pillars in them. Now, when you've got the bottom metal, right, contacting metal, and then you've got the actual action contact the top of the metal of the pillar, those two pillars, that's rigid. All right, it doesn't matter what the rest of the stock is doing. Like, really, I know it's probably going to jumping on the key. No, you're wrong. That's bullshit. All right, you're talking shit. This stock, yeah, accuracy did not suffer. So I went from 2.247, and the first group was 1. So this is a 4-shot group, 1.1. Then 2.243. The second group was a 4-shot group, 0.6. 2.239. The next group was 0.9. That might have been 3 shots. 2.235 was 0.9 with the flyer, 0.3 without the flyer. 2.231 was 0.5 without the flyer, 0.85 with the flyer. So 0.5 without for 3 shots without the flyer. Then fold that back in place because it looks much better. 2.247 was 0.6, 4 shots, and there was just almost one ragged hole, almost, not quite. So that's one of the ones that I'm sort of thinking about. Then 2.223, half an inch. 2.219, 0.75, 2.215, 0.8. So, but they're only 3-shot groups, so only 3 shots. So it looks like 2.227 is probably, or I don't know, yeah, probably. But they're all pretty good groups. And in any case, like, actually, oh, here it is. Before I put these circles on here, right, stickers on here, this is the first shot that I took of this, right? Almost dead center, right? This is 100 meters, almost perfectly dead center, and then I went, right, that's beautiful. I'm not going to do anything more to it. I didn't adjust at all, but that is like almost. That other hole is actually the first one of the first sighting shots of the other rifle that I took, and I'll show you that. So what did I have here? I had for the 6.5 Creed, I had 142 grain Sierra Match Kings, 39.5 grains of AR-2209, which is Hodgdon 4350, Lapua small rifle primer brass, CCI primers. Now these cases I primed a long time ago. I don't think they're I think they were just ordinary CCI 200. I think it is primers. They're not bench rest primers, which next time I will do that. And yeah, so different comparative overall lengths. Now, so this rifle is, yeah, it's accurate, and I am going to keep it. Yeah, I like it. It is, with that 26-inch barrel, it is relatively, it's even more heavier in that stupid chassis, but yeah, so be it. But you know, it didn't prove to be any less accurate putting it in a cheap Hogue stock, because they're not that bad. It's not like, you know, they're not as bad as the Savage stocks. The Savage stocks are just shit. All right, sorry, Savage fanboys, but synthetic Savage stocks are shit. Alright, I've had a look at the Axis stock, pile of shit, like really cheap shit. And my Savage 25 that I have, the first thing I did was change the stock, because that stock is just a shit. It flexes like you wouldn't believe. It is just cheap shit. Savage, you make shit. Sorry to all the Savage fanboys. Yeah, I know you're gonna hate on me. Yeah. But the truth is the truth. I don't hate on the brand of anything, you know, regardless of where it's made or what it is. Or I don't hate on it for no reason. I hate on it for a reason, because it's shit, and it is. All right, enough hanging shit on Savage. Yeah. So anyway, this is the other rifle. Now I did have this on consignment at one of the gun shops where I sell rifles at, and no one bought it. One of the reasons is that there's a lot of people who aren't even aware that it exists. The other reason is that they go, oh, it's a 22, I'm not going to pay that money. Well, guess what? These things are expensive. All right, they are expensive. Now, the other reason that I had I can't remember what price I had on it. The other reason that I had the price on it is because I've got the jarred trigger in there. That jarred trigger is something like $300 more. Yeah, so that's, you know, all up. With the bases and the jarred trigger and everything, you're looking at a fair whack of money, all right? And I wasn't going to give the thing away. Now, no one jumped on it. I had it in that shop for about, I don't know, 2 months, 3 months. I thought, bugger it, you know what, I'm going to keep it, because this rifle, originally I wanted a 22 with iron sights, but which I've got a 22 barrel. I've got a CZ 457 with the 17 HMR 24-inch barrel, and I've got the 20-inch Lux barrel off my old 455. I still got that barrel, because when I sold the 455, I sold it with the target barrel, the varmint barrel, because I didn't need that. Too heavy for hunting rabbits, and I don't intend to compete. So yeah. So anyway, I'll show you what this rifle. So with this, but the reason why I decided to keep this rifle is because they're so well made. They really are so well made. They come with 2 magazines. All right, this is really designed for hunting. It come with 2 magazines. One of them fits into the buttstock. The other one, the 10 round mag, 20 rounds. You go out in the field, 20 rounds. You're going to be hitting rabbits headshot every time with this rifle, and I'll show you why. So here, you probably can't see it, but so these are 5-shot groups. So this group here was 0.4. 4 of them were in 0.4, and then there's a big flyer. I don't know why that flies. That's ammunition. Because I've got this, even though I only had a 9 power on here, you know. The next group was 1.3. Next group was 0.6. This is at 50 metres, so 55 yards. Then the next group. So these are all 5-shot groups, believe it or not. This group here, 0.4. Yeah, this is what this rifle is capable of. And you really can't see that one, but this one you can see. Okay, this one you can see. This is what this rifle is capable of. When I shot these groups, it was dead still. So conditions were 100% perfect. It was only at 50 metres, no problems with visibility. There's no haze, no mirage, nothing. All right, conditions were super perfect. First group was 0.64, and that was spread out. Next group, 0.35, that's 5 shots, and it was 0.35. That's what this rifle is capable of. It's a laser. I mean, it's got a semi-match chamber. It's got a varmint weight barrel, not as heavy as some, but it's still a I'll call it semi-varmint barrel. And then this last group was 0.95 with the flyer, but 4 of them are in 0.25. Now this flyer here, I can tell you right now, I know exactly what happened there. That was just ammo inconsistency, because I had those crosshairs dead on and there was no wind. So that's just ammo inconsistency, because you have to remember that this stuff, RWS target rifle, is extremely cheap. As far as target ammunition is concerned, it's only half the price. I bought, because I buy it in bulk, and then I weigh them, and the vast majority of them are one weight, 3.43 grams. Like, I don't know how many, like, probably 8 boxes out of 10 were 3.43 grams. So it's a very consistent ammunition. I don't measure the rims, the thickness of the rims. That's just going overboard, right? I'm not shooting, bench rest, so I don't really care about that. But so that just shows you what sort of accuracy this thing is capable of. It is amazing, especially with that jarred trigger. It's only 12 ounces. Now, I did say that, I did fix the Browning trigger, but it's still not acceptable as far as I'm concerned. Now, the issue of the bolt pulling out when it's not supposed to with this jarred trigger, it still happens. It happened to me there at the range when I shot off the whole box of, 50. All right. It happened to me, I think, 2 times, maybe 3 times. Probably happened to me twice out of 50 shots, where you go, and the bolt just comes clean out. It doesn't really bother me that much. It's not like it goes flying into the scrub and you can't find it. It's still in your hand. So, 12-ounce trigger, amazing. If it wasn't for that ridiculous affair of the bolt pulling out when it's not supposed to, this jarred trigger would just be a dream. But it does do that. I'm not going to bullshit. I'm going to tell you the truth. It does do that. It does pull out when it's not supposed to, which is a rare, because to remove the trigger, right? To remove the bolt, you have it on fire, you pull it back, put it on safe, move the bolt forward, put it on safe, pull to there, then pull all the way down, and it comes back. Pull past safe, because you can feel there's like a spring action happening there. Now, what it shouldn't be doing when you've got it on fire or safe, it should not be pulling out. And guess what? There you go. That's on fire and the bolt pulled out. That is the only issue that I have with this jarred trigger. Oh boy, it's doing, they've obviously got the geometry on the sear and whatnot screwed up, because it shouldn't be doing that. So jarred. If you do have a T-bolt and you're thinking about getting the jarred trigger, be aware that that's a distinct possibility. Did I send it back to them? No, because I got it straight from the United States, from jarred, okay, and I have no desire to send it back to the United States. And yeah, some people would say, well, you're an idiot for not doing that. I don't care. But jarred, be aware that that's a serious problem with your trigger pack, because it is a trigger pack, which I have no time for. Trigger packs. Browning, why don't you just make an ordinary trigger? But all that aside, you've still got the distinct attribute of the rifle being able to shoot, where's one there? 0.6, there's 4, 0.4, and this one here, 0.35. Alright, at 50 metres, 0.25 without the fly, but that's definitely ammo inconsistency. 0.64, it's a laser, and it's only a 0.9 power scope that I had on here. This is a rimfire. This is a Leopold VX Freedom rimfire scope. If I had the 30 power, and I have had it on there before, if I had the 30 power on there, I didn't go to 100 metres because I've only got the VX Freedom on it. If I had the Delta Optical Titanium 30 power on there, I would have, but there's no point. Yeah, I have shot rabbits out to about 100 metres or more with a 22 long rifle, but you know, it's a bit of a hit or miss affair, and I don't like doing that. It's not right. You know, I don't like hurting animals. I like killing them and eating them, but I take no pleasure in hurting them. So yeah, which might sound a bit weird, but yeah, that's the truth. I've actually got some left, 5 left. Yeah, so just wanted to report on that. So putting the long range Howa 6.5 Creedmoor back into this El Cheapo Howa stock didn't affect the accuracy at all. There's nothing wrong with this chassis. I just don't like them. Alright, I just don't. You know, you have a look at what the F-class shooters are shooting, like the real, you know, the proper ones, the real ones, like, you know, the top level F-class shooters in the United States. I don't think I saw any of them shooting chassis. They're all shooting like really high grade walnut and laminate stocks. Yeah, the whole chassis thing is, yeah, to me, a bit of a wank. But anyway, that's my opinion. For whatever it's worth, and you might say, oh, your opinion's worth nothing. So be it. But anyway, so I'd like to wish you all cheers. Have a good day. Hope you're all well and doing fine and shooting tight groups. So I've got to go to work for quite a while actually. And then when I come back, I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh, actually, you know what? When I come back, going to be a surprise. I've got another rifle coming. I'll be honest with you. I think I said this last time. The Weatherby Vanguard 270 stainless in 270. I've put it on consignment, but it's just, you know what? Aside from the stock being more rigid, obviously a little bit better. In theory, I don't know. It didn't impress me. It didn't wow me. You know what I mean? It didn't impress me. I've already got another 270, so do I need that one? Yeah, not really. But what I did was, you know what? I was going to buy a Schmidt-Rubin K31. It turned up on this particular one website, gun site. I'll say it, Cleaver. On their site at 10 o'clock at night. Then the next morning I was gonna, as soon as they opened up, I was gonna ring them up and put a deposit on it, and 8 o'clock that morning I had a look and it was gone. So someone had just bought it out outright, but it was like $1,400. They just bought it out outright, and man, I didn't have enough in my card account at the time to just buy it outright. I wanted to put a deposit on it and I couldn't. I missed out on that one. But they have got, because they have got a few Schmidt-Rubins on the site, for sale on the site at the moment. They had two K11s, one for $13.95 I think, and one for $11.95 I think, something like that. $200 difference. And the thing that made one more expensive than the other was that it had matching numbers on the bolt. Big whoop. I couldn't care less. I'm not a collector. You know, if a gun does, if none of the numbers on the gun match, as long as it operates fine and it shoots good, that's all I care about. I like shooting them. I'm not a collector. So hopefully, because I've only lodged the PTA a few days ago, so, which is a permit to acquire, which you've got to do here in Australia. So hopefully, by the time that I come back, that PTA will have come through, and I'll just pay the money over the phone, the rest of it over the phone, and get it sent to me, because it doesn't take that long to go from Brisbane to me up here in North Queensland. So that's going to be exciting. I've already got brass. Oh yeah. Okay. Now I'll wait until I get it, and I'll tell you about brass issue, particular brand, which I don't think very highly of. You know, I should have bought Lapua, but I didn't. So anyway, so that's what's new. That's what's coming up. So I've shown you what this thing's capable of. I've shown you that putting that Howa back into the El Cheapo Hogue stock. You know, there's nothing wrong with the Hogue stocks. They're not detrimental to accuracy. That's because they are alloy pillared. You know, so you know, that's pretty much everything. This is going to be a long one. That's everything I wanted to say. So see you later.